What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a nice Monday night slate for both NBA and NFL. We have the Eagles taking on the Chargers in LA, and then we have a 3-game NBA slate. Now, the NBA slate's a little bit ugly. We've got the Kings and the Pacers, Suns versus Timberwolves, and then the Spurs versus the Pelicans. So, not really a lot that I love on this slate in terms of player props. Now, I've got 2 slips I really like that I'll be giving you guys for free that I'm very confident in, so stick around for those. I am going to pick 2 winners from yesterday's video to win a free month of VIP. Now, hear me out. I told you guys I was going to make 2 videos. I ended up only putting my money on NFL yesterday, so I didn't even touch NBA personally. Ace posted a couple of slips. It was very strong on the NFL yesterday because I liked the NFL slate a lot, and here's what happens to me a lot, or I'm not going to say a lot. This happens probably half the time on NFL Sunday if you get a bad NBA slate. So NBA I didn't love yesterday, and the thing about NBA on Sundays is it's very volatile, or it seems to be for me. And a lot of the times, if I have a good day on NFL, I can have a bad day on NBA, and you can give everything that you win back away. So I decided to play a little bit lighter yesterday. Played probably 6 slips total, which we'll talk about here in a second. So I told you guys I was going to make 2 videos yesterday. I didn't, so I'm still going to pick 2 winners from yesterday's video to win free VIP. That means you have double the chances from yesterday's video to win. If this video today gets 250 likes, I'll pick 2 winners from today's video to win a free month of VIP. So smash the like button, drop a comment. You got to be a subscriber to win. And just so you guys know, I could make the likes like 500, and you guys would probably hit it 2 out of every 3 videos, or every once in a while you probably miss, and I wouldn't have to give away free VIP. I'm keeping these like thresholds very low, especially for 2 people. If you guys are watching and not hitting that like button, if you're not subscribed, hit the sub button, please. That helps me out a lot. We're getting super close to 40K. Told you guys one of my goals is 50K. I'm trying hard to hit there, and would love to have at least the regular viewers to at least hit the sub button. But before I pick a winner, guys, I want to show you guys how I've done since Thursday. Now, I'm tracking every single money line that I play. And I started doing this on my own little Excel spreadsheet that I got from a guy from our Discord gave me. And tracking everything, started Thursday, and you can see where we're at. We're up $1,300 since Thursday on just money lines. I'm playing these on Thunder Pick. You can see I've tracked every bet. Ignore everything at the top. This is the data from the other guy had in his spreadsheet, and I just hadn't deleted it yet. But anyways, this is everything I got from the 4th. And you guys can see all these money lines. We've only missed 2 money lines since the 4th. That means in 4 days, we've only missed 2. I missed Minnesota versus Houston. Minnesota ended up cashing. The Rockets ended up losing that game to the Mavericks. And the thing is, I was kind of strong on the Mavericks, too. I really thought that Mavericks had a chance to upset Houston. And I didn't trust my gut on that one, and I could have made big money on that if I would have taken the Mavericks instead of Houston. I didn't. It is what it is. Mavericks were plus 200. They beat Houston, so that caused me a loss. I lost 250 there. And then yesterday, I had Colts money line. Colts ended up losing, but I had Colts, Dolphins, 2 separate money lines. I had the Bills and the Packers in a parlay, and then I had the Broncos and the Seahawks in a parlay. And we can see we cashed out here. Now, the profit on the Broncos Seahawks was a little bit low. Risk a full unit to win half a unit. It is what it is, guys. So you can see I hit the month down here, and you can see total profit since the 4th on just sports books, $1,300. Now, we're doing way better on player props. For example, this is 6 units. I'm up 20 plus units in the last week since Monday. So I had another 16-ish units that I profited just from player props. So we've been killing it, guys. We'd love to have you in the Discord just to show proof of the wins here. These are the wins I play. There's Cavs, Sixers, Nuggets. Swept the money lines that day. Here's the Kings. I played the Kings for plus 280. Got that freaking underdog smack right there. It was $100 to win 276 or 376. That cashed. There's a Timberwolves Rockets slip that I showed you that missed. And then there's the Nets parlay. I got money line. I got minus 167. Here's from yesterday. Had Seahawks Broncos cash, Dolphins cash, Buffalo, Green Bay, cash, and you guys can see I have the exact amount put in on the spreadsheet if you go back and look. Here's from Parlay Play. I'm up almost $1,000 this week on Parlay Play. We've been killing Parlay Play as well. These are just from yesterday, just the slips that I played. If you want to tell on Parlay Play, you guys know where to sign up at. Links down in the description. 4-man on Prizepicks to hit the other day or 2 days ago. Sleeper slip that cashed and whatever. So I know you guys get sick of seeing wins. I show them at the beginning of every video just to show you guys that put my money where my mouth is. But anyways, let's go ahead and pick our 2 winners from yesterday. The first winner is going to be for, drum roll please, Big Buddha, who said boo OSU, so Ohio State. Anyways, send me a message, Big Buddha. I got you added for that free month of VIP. Just message me on Discord. And then picking the second winner we have is going to be for Chance Greer, who said, thanks for all you do, brother. Well, Chance, I appreciate you watching, my man, first of all. You are welcome for the picks, if that's what you're, or for the videos, everything like that. Do appreciate you as well, man. Send me a message on Discord, and I'll get you added for that free month. If you guys do want to get every single pick that I post, if you guys want to join the free Discord, the Discord is free, first of all. Click the link down in the description. You hit the free access. You can join the Discord. If you guys want to join VIP and get every single play, you can join for $10 a week or $25 a month. Code NBA, you can get 20% off. So you can actually join for like $8 a week. Like, you're not going to find any place cheaper than that. The value is there, and we got plenty of testimonials showing for us. If you guys want to join, those links are there. If you guys want to get in on my coaching program, have a coaching program link down in the description. It's the top link, type form. Fill it out. Get you guys booked in with the call, and we'll find out if you're a good fit, and if you are, we'll get you in here. But regardless, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this game. I know I'm like 6 minutes deep and haven't talked about any picks, and people hate that. I don't know why people hate that. I got to go over the recaps. I didn't do a recap for 2 videos, and I had motherfreakers in the comments, where's the recap? So, I can't, it's like, I can't please everybody. Got to do my recaps. You guys know the structure of the video now. If you don't like the recaps, skip about 4 or 5 minutes. Recaps, then we do sports books, and then we go to player props. So if you're somebody who doesn't like one of those 3, you can know where to skip it. Recap, sports books, player props, in that order. That's how we do things. So let's talk about this first game. So we got the Eagles and the Chargers. I'm going to give you guys my public opinion on this. Eagles minus 125, Chargers plus 124 is the best value you're going to get. That's on ProfitX for the Chargers and on Novig for the Eagles. 1.5 point spread with a 41.5 total. My gut tells me Eagles all day. Just because Justin Herbert. Dude fractured his hand. It's his non-dominant hand. It's his non-throwing hand. He had surgery on it, had to have screws and plates put in his hand. He missed practice on what? I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So he has not been practicing. He's probably going to play. That tells me he's probably going to be a little scared with that hand. I'm just saying. He probably is going to be. He's going to be a little bit hesitant with it. And maybe it's trying to get away from a tackle or something like that. Like, I feel like he's just not going to be 100%. Maybe it's catching the snap. If a snap's hurting his hand, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know how bad an injury is going to be on a player. Like, we can just see what the media tells us. So, anyways, Herbert worries me slightly. I think the Eagles win this game, and I was going to put money on the Eagles a full unit. If you click the public betting, 81% of the money with 72% of the bets is on the Eagles. 73% of the money with 73% of the bets is on the Eagles to cover a 1.5 point spread. That scares me to death, man. And I'm somebody who I pay attention to where the money's at a lot of the times. And you might think that, well, if a lot of the money's on the Eagles, that means the sharp money's on the Eagles, which means the Eagles are probably favored to win. All right, you can look at it that way as well. You can also look at it as if the Eagles lose, Vegas makes a lot of money. And do you think bad calls are going to go in favor of the Eagles or the Chargers in games like that? Majority of the time, now I'm not going to say every time, majority of the time, you're going to get some stupid calls in favor of the Chargers. And you might be now, and people might say, oh, well, they're home team now, so that's why they got those bad calls. Chargers are playing at home, and majority of money is on the Eagles. Makes me want to put money on the Chargers. I'm just throwing it out there just because of where the money's at. If this money was flipped, I'd go Eagles all day. If it was 50-50, I would go Eagles all day. But it's just tearing me up, man. I think the Eagles win, but it makes me want to take the Chargers. So I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see where the money continues to go throughout the day. Probably 5 p.m., you're going to see me lock in one of these teams. Maybe a teaser. Maybe a teaser is where I go on this one rather than picking straight-up money lines. So in this video, I'm not going to call it. I'm just going to give you the information I just gave you. Now, both teams, good this season. Obviously, the Eagles have been a little bit disappointing compared to what we expected from, or what I expected from them this year. I'm not an Eagles fan, but I will say I thought they'd be a little bit better than they were. They've lost some games I didn't think they would lose, and then they've come close to some games I didn't think they were going to come close in. They just got beat by the Bears and the Dallas and the Cowboys in back-to-back games. If you look at the Chargers have won 4 of their last 5. They only put up 6 points versus the Jags. Now, this is a team that's put up big points against about every single team, other than the mid teams. They play Washington. Washington, they couldn't put up big numbers on. And then, every other game they put up 20-plus points. So you can't really say anything. Just one bad game versus Jacksonville. The Jags looking freaking strong, man. The Jags shut me up versus the Colts yesterday. And I've been on the Jags all season. I've been telling you guys that's from week 1. I think this is going to be a year the Jags have a good year, and I didn't think they were better than the Colts though. I'm gonna say that I thought the Colts had their money, especially on in a game that was predicted for bad weather, and it was going to be a running back matchup. And Jonathan Taylor had a decent game. Etienne had a very good game. They just had some bad mistakes, some bad interceptions and stuff like that. So it just ended up going in favor for the Jags, and it was a pretty dominant victory. But anyways, don't know why I got onto a rabbit hole about the Jaguars, but yeah, they only put up 6 points because of the Jags defense. Jags defense pretty legit, so not much we can say about that. This game, told you guys, leaning Philly in terms of like where I think's going to win, but with the money, I'm kind of thinking maybe take the Jags or take the Chargers, for plus 124. So I don't know where I'm going to go. I could end up playing a teaser. I might end up taking like Chargers plus 8 or plus 7.5, and then take like over 36.5. I think both teams score 2 touchdowns minimum, and I do think there's some field goals in here. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But let's go ahead and break down this NBA slate, and then we'll go over player props. Unfortunately, I don't have the exact slip I'm going to play for this NFL game just yet. So NBA slate. Ugly slate in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys there's not going to be a heavy amount played from me personally going into this slate tonight, just because, like I said, it's ugly. You got potential blowout from the Timberwolves, then you got potential blowout for the Spurs Pelicans, and I think the Pelicans keep it close, but we'll look at the injuries and stuff here in a minute. So let's break down game number 1. Kings versus Pacers. We got Sacramento, who is plus 159 on Novig, and you got Pacers minus 164 at home. Best place is going to be Prizepicks for the Pacers if you like them. Minus 3.5 point spread with a 235.5 total on Prizepicks. Public betting right now, 66% of the money is on the Kings. 81% of the money is on the Pacers to cover a 3.5 spread. So the money doesn't really worry me here. So diving into this game, let's take a look at how these two teams have performed lately. As of lately, the Kings are 1-5. One of their last 5 games they have won. They lost to Houston, they lost to the Grizzlies, they lost to the Jazz, and they lost to the Suns. So they have got beat by 3 bad teams. They lost to Houston. That was a blowout loss versus a good team in Houston. Can't fault them on that one. I called this upset in Miami. I actually took the Kings, and I posted a whole write-up in my Discord why I thought that I liked the Kings. It was posted in there. We got a nice plus 280 hit right here on this play. If you look at the Pacers have won 3 of their last 5. They beat the Bulls in Chicago. They beat the Bulls at home. Beat the Wizards, nothing special there. Then they lost to the Cavs and to the Nuggets in 2, I'm not going to say close games, but they kind of got smacked, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But, yeah, the score, they lost by 15 and by 16 points. Regardless, both teams mid, neither team good. Kings actually have a better record than the Pacers. The Kings are the better team when they're fully healthy, in my opinion. Or I say fully healthy, but Halliburton, I don't know, man. The Pacers, like I said, they made it to the finals last year. I couldn't call the Pacers to save my life. But Sabonis makes a big portion of this Kings team as well, so I honestly think they're competitive when both teams are fully healthy. I really do. With no injuries, I think both teams are competitive, and people might not like that I say that. I really do think it's competitive. So I don't know that I would say the Kings are better, but I do think it's very competitive. The Kings with Sabonis and Indiana without Halliburton, the Kings are better for sure, in my opinion. But just my opinion, I like both teams. So that being said, looking at these teams, you got Keegan Murray, who is questionable. You got Schroeder, who is questionable. You got Sabonis, who is out. Pacers, Halliburton, obviously out. Naismith is obviously out. Ben Shepherd's out. Obi Toppin's still out. Like, they're missing so many players, man. You got Nembhard, Mathurin, and Siakam. Those are the 3 players I look at from the Pacers about every game. On the Sacramento side of things, you got Westbrook, Levine, and DeRozan. Those are the 3 that I look at on these 3 games. And the problem with Sacramento is none of their players are consistent other than Sabonis. So, like, if you take Levine can drop 40 points and then drop 5. If you take DeRozan can drop 30 PRA and then drop 8. Same thing for Westbrook. So you never know which player to take in any given game because they're so hit or miss. And I'm going to give you guys my opinion of the game here in a minute in terms of which player props I like. We'll go over all that in just a second. Let's talk about these other 2 games. Picking a winner from this game. This game's coin flip to me. I really could see this game going either way. Trust your personal opinion on this game. To me, I'm leaning the Kings. And the only reason I'm leaning the Kings is because they're plus 160, and I think this is a coin flip game. And this being a coin flip game at plus 160, I'm going to go where I think the value's at. And I think that if I put half a unit on the Kings at plus 159, something like that, I would be okay with losing half a unit. Whereas if I wanted to play the Pacers, I'd have to play a full unit on the Pacers at minus 160 to even potentially win a decent amount or get a nice return on my investment, unless I wanted to play a spread, and I don't trust a spread at all. So that's why I'm looking at these two teams. If I was putting money on them, be half a unit on the Kings or a full unit on the Pacers. If I lost 125 compared to 250, or I'm leaning Kings. So if I lose half a unit on the Kings, I'm personally mentally okay with that. If I put a full unit on the Pacers when I'm already thinking the Kings, and then the Kings end up winning, I'm gonna beat myself up. So the Kings is who I'm running with. It's not a confident bet by any means. Don't take it if you don't like it. I'm just saying that's where my head is at. Next game is going to be Minnesota versus the Suns. Minnesota's minus 400 favorites. This game's got blowout potential all over it. I know I picked against Phoenix all season long, and they've shut me up every time. They've lost 3 of their last 4 against 4 really good teams. They played 4 good teams. They lost to OKC, lost to the Nuggets, lost to the Rockets. They beat the Lakers. Dominant win over the Lakers. So looking okay still, man. The problem is they're missing a lot of players. They're missing Booker tonight. Dylan Brooks is questionable. Jalen Green is still out. Like they're just missing so much that and Booker's the big one here. If without Booker, man, their star is gone. And I just can't trust them to beat Minnesota, because to me, Minnesota is one of the better teams in the league, man. One of the best. Top 5 for me, probably. I'd have to sit there and make my list. But Minnesota's definitely up there in terms of one of the better teams in the league, to me personally, regardless of what their record shows. They got a lot of talent, and they should be really good. Now, Minnesota's fully healthy. They're playing at home, minus 400. How do you bet against them in this game? Now, if you want to take the Phoenix for plus 400, you can. Minnesota's on a 5-game win streak. Have they beat very good teams? 2 of those wins are the Pelicans. So can't really call those strong wins. But other wins, beat the Clippers. Clippers are pretty strong, or they're decent. They're just old. I mean, they're not a bad team. They actually have some good players. So the Clippers, I don't call a weak win by any means. The Spurs are not a weak win. And then the Boston's not a weak win. So those 3 wins are good for me. It's just the Pelicans. I mean, but both games were in New Orleans, so you got to give them some credit there as well. So for me, Minnesota all day. You can't really play them at minus 400. You can't play a 10.5 point spread, in my opinion. Maybe take the total over. That's up to you guys. They've had some low-scoring games this season, so it wouldn't surprise me if it stayed under as well. It's kind of coin flip. So what I'm kind of recommending is I might take like Minnesota minus 2.5 and then play it with like the Spurs or something and get something that's around minus 140 and play a juice line on both these, because I see this slate going as Kings, Minnesota, Spurs win in that order. So Spurs, a lot of the money on the Spurs. It is what it is. Pelicans are plus 348 at home, 9.5 point spread, 236.5 total. Game's got pretty fast pace all over it. Pelicans just look awful, man. They've lost pretty much every single game this season. 13% win rate. The Spurs just coming off a close loss versus Cleveland. They beat the Magic. They beat the Grizzlies. They lost to Minnesota. They beat the Nuggets. Beat Portland. The Spurs without Castle and without Wembanyama have still been a good team. Now we can just hit games without Wembanyama. Let's do that. Without player, Victor Wembanyama. We're going to take a look at this. So you can see the games this season, they have a 70% win rate out of 10 games. They've only lost 3 versus Phoenix, versus Minnesota, and versus Cleveland. So 2 of those strong losses, one of them to Phoenix. I've been against the Suns all season, but they've shut me up, so I can't call that a weak loss either. So I like the chance for the Spurs here to come out and get a dub. Castle is questionable. He might play even if Castle sits. I still have the Spurs winning. Pelicans are missing their only decent, or one of their only decent players, Zion Williamson. If I had to pick players from this game, I'm looking at Sadiq Bey and then I'm looking at Fears. Those are the 2 players I'm really looking at. You can look at Murphy if you potentially. I mean, you got some opportunity here. I don't think this game is going to be a blowout. I'll be honest. I do think it stays a little bit more competitive being in New Orleans, but I do have the Spurs getting a dub here. So Spurs money line with Minnesota minus 2.5. Maybe we can do that. But that's kind of what I'm leaning towards these games. That being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into some player props. Now I'm going to go ahead and say I already know that a lot of the people watching are going to hate my NFL slip. And you're going to hate my NFL slip, and we'll go through them as we go through them. But I know you guys aren't going to like it, and I get complaints for it all the time. But this slip to me has got green all over it, and I've broke down almost every player on this slate, and this is my favorite slip. And I'm giving you guys my favorite slip. So if you don't like it, just don't play it. But I'm super confident in it. And confidence doesn't mean anything in the sports betting industry. Just know that. You could be super confident and miss a play, and then you can have a play where you're like, I hate this slip, but I'm going to play it, and then it cashes. So don't let confidence fool you. But I really do like this slip. So first pick of the day. We're just going to go to Prizepicks. I locked it in on Prizepicks. I will show you the slip I ran. You guys can play it if you want. It's PATs. I'm running both Cam Dicker and Jake Elliott. On a slip, you get a 1.9x payout. You got almost a double up. I have checked this payout right here across every platform that I use. I've checked it on Underdog. I've checked it on Chalkboard. I checked it on Prizepicks. You can't play it on Parlay Play. I didn't check it on Sleeper. I don't play much Sleeper. Ace plays a lot of Sleeper. Sleeper I play occasionally. I did not check it there, so if you want to check it there, maybe there's better value here. Prizepicks had the best value. Underdog was a close second at 1.86x. Chalkboard, you couldn't get Elliott at 1.5. He's only at 2.5. But this slip being almost a double up, I did not expect it. When I clicked these two players, I thought 1.6x. You got a 1.9x. 1.9x people aren't going to like, but for these two players, like, it's Cam Dicker and Jake Elliott. You got two, decently strong offenses that can score on the other team in a dome stadium. We don't have to worry about weather. We don't have any of that going on. Yes, it's a Monday night game. Monday night and Thursday night games, sometimes can be kind of crappy, but sometimes they're not, man. And I don't think this game is going to be extremely low scoring. I think both teams can give us two touchdowns. I also think both teams can potentially give us 2 field goals. So Cam Dicker field goals made is another play that I like just as much as his PAT. You can't play these the same, but they're in the same line, but it's a double up for Elliott and Dicker. I like Elliott's PATs. I'm not going to play his field goals made. He could give us field goals, but I like the PATs better for him. Dicker, field goals, and PATs, I'm on the fence about. So I ended up playing PATs. I may take Dicker field goals made in a slip as well. I think that either one of those could hit or will hit. I do think that the Chargers can put up 20 points, which would be 2 field goals and two PATs. I think that legitimately could happen, and I think that Eagles could win 23-20, anything like that. So lots of potential scoring that can be done here. I'm rolling with the PATs here. I put 150 to win 285. I'm going to pull this slip up. I actually posted it to the Discord this morning right before I recorded. And let me go ahead and show you. Right here, Cam Dicker, Jake Elliott, December 8th, 10/27 is when I lock this in, and then 150 to pay 285. So if you want to tell this slip, it's there. I know a lot of people don't like kicker slips. You guys, why don't you give us a running back or give us a quarterback? First of all, Justin Herbert, I'm not trusting at all. I don't care. With his hand the way it is, I don't know what's going on with him. And he's a popular play, first of all, 16.4K. I'm not touching Justin Herbert. I don't trust Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley, I've trusted, and he's bit me in the butt every single time. Can't trust Barkley. You got Omarion Hampton who might play. You know what I'm saying? I don't. It's hard for me to play quarterbacks and running backs in this game, personally. It's very difficult. Do I think that this game could potentially end up being very high scoring? Yeah, I think there's a potential there. I also think there's potential this game could end up being like very low scoring. You have like a 17-14 game or something. But I like 2 PATs the best. That's what I locked in. Like it, take it. If you don't, fade it. That's what I'm going to do, and we're going to jump over to NBA. I'll go ahead and pull these up. Elliott, PATs. His line's sitting at 2.5 on a lot of apps. He's cashed it 9 of 12 games this season. Chargers give up 1.9 extra points per game. Top 10 defense in terms of touchdowns allowed. I don't think they're going to stop the Eagles from scoring twice. I really don't, but maybe they do, man. It's very possible. If one of these kickers misses a PAT, and I've had a lot of bad luck with kickers missing PATs, if one gets missed, we might just be screwed. I'm going to be honest with you. We may not get that third chance, but we could get 4 chances. I'm taking the risk on this. It's up to you if you take it yourself. Last one, Dicker. We can look at his field goals. I know field goals made has been a freaking wagon. Dicker is good for 2 field goals about every game. He's cashed at 8 of 12. If we go to extra points, he's cashed at 9 of 12. He's been good for 2 extra points about every single game as well, except for the Jags, Washington, and the Giants. Every other game, he's freaking killed it. If you look at the Eagles, I want you guys to tell me how that's possible that the Eagles' extra points defense is ranked 7th at 1.9. Okay, I guess they're tied for 7th. Maybe that's why. But, Elliott showed the Chargers ranked 7th, so I wouldn't think both teams could be ranked 7th, but maybe it's exactly the same. And they're tied for 7th, so maybe that's potentially there. Anyways, I like the plays. Lock them in if you like them, fade them if you don't. And let's jump into some NBA. So NBA plays I will be locking in over on Parlay Play. I do want to say, guys, if you want a free month of our VIP, $25 for free, you can sign up for any partnered app down in the description. You can get up to 7 full months for free. Prizepicks, Parlay Play, Underdog, Sleeper, Novig, Dabble, Better, and there's something else I'm missing. Parlay Play. Anyways, the apps are all down in the description. Parlay Play I do recommend. They have some very, very good boosts, and we'll talk about those right now. So the first one I want to take in is a Parlay Play boost. They are giving us Pascal Siakam 32.5 points and rebounds. It's a 1.9x. Now, this is a sweaty prop. Do I think this prop is free by any means? No, I don't. For 1.9x, I'm willing to take a risk for a unit on this one. If you don't want to play it, you could play something safer. You could play like his PRA at 29.5 or potentially 32.5 on Prizepicks for PRA. Either way that you want. For me, 32.5 points and rebounds, I'm willing to take here. Let's pull Siakam up. And the reason I like Siakam is I've showed you guys this slate. The closest game to me is the Kings versus the Pacers. That's the one that has like a single-digit spread for the most part, and that's the one that should stay competitive. But we come to Siakam, points, rebounds, 32.5. He's cashed at 11 of 22 games this season. Yes, this is like a 50% hit rate. He has hooked this line 3 games. 3 games he scored 40 or 32 on the dot. Look at his last 5, which I know last 5, and I'm not a last 5 warrior. I hate looking at just last 5 games, but he's cashed at 4 of his last 5, 33, 33, 35, 46. Head-to-head versus the Kings, he's been under both games of his last 2 games versus the Kings, so it's not a great matchup in terms of head-to-head data. But if you look at the Kings' stats or the stats that they give up 26 and 26 in terms of points and rebounds allowed. So one of the faster-paced teams in the league with a team that gives up a lot of rebounds. If you go to power forward, it stays around the same, 22 and 20th. Small forward, 15th and 6th. So to the power forward position, we got a good matchup for our man Siakam. I like to play here. It's sweaty. Don't get me wrong. I don't blame you if you want to fade Siakam. He's not somebody that I would run for 32.5 points and rebounds in many games, but you can see he's getting a lot of rebounds in a lot of these games as well. The games he's cashing, he's getting almost 10 rebounds per game. 10, 13, 15. He dropped 36 points his last game versus the Bulls. He's dropping mid-20s a lot of these games, 30 points in some of these games. Like, he can put up big numbers. He can put up a lot of field goal attempts. He's had 20-plus field goal attempts in 4 of his last 5. He's averaging 18.5 field goal attempts per game on the season. This is a spot where I think he gets a lot of field goal attempts as long as he stays out of foul trouble. I like Siakam here a lot. I'm willing to take my chances on him. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but that's what I'm going to do. Who am I pairing Siakam with? I'm running a game stack on this one. I'm taking our man Levine. I'm taking Zach LaVine over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So it's PRA. I've told you guys. This Kings team is very inconsistent. Levine, DeRozan, or Westbrook. Those are the 3 that I was looking at. Trying to figure out which player I like the best. Last game I took DeRozan. He barely cashed 19.5 PRA. He cashed me, but he barely cashed it. If you look at Levine last game, he just come off a 42-point game, man. He might be feeling himself. This is another fast-paced team in Indiana. They played this one in Miami against a fast-paced team. He dropped 42 points. He's putting up 15 field goal attempts per game. Some of these games he's getting mid or high 20s or over 20. So a lot of these games, if he's feeling a shot, he's going to put up big numbers. DeRozan, I can't really trust. He's bit me a couple of times. He's cashed me a couple of times. He's hit or miss for me. I haven't played much Levine. I'm going to give a Levine a chance here just because he is putting up a lot of field goal attempts and because his head-to-head matchup looks good. Versus the Pacers, he's had almost 40 PRA in 2 of his last 3 games. He's averaging 35 PRA, and this is obviously 2 of these games he played for the Bulls. The one game that he played for Sacramento, he ended up having 27 PRA, but Sabonis probably played that game as well. So anyways, like the chances for a man Levine to cash this out here, 24.5, I think is a low enough number where I'm willing to take him, and you can get a decent payout on this slip. So this ends up being a 2.6x, 250 wins us 647. I'm going to lock it in. So that's what I got for today, guys. 2 NFL, potentially 3 NFL if you look at the field goals made for Cam Dicker as well. But I'm running the kicker slip, guys, with this. If I had to pick my favorite of the 2 slips, I like the kicker slip better. I'm going to go ahead and show you one more thing. I doubled down on the kicker slip. I don't recommend you guys doing this. I played a 40% profit boost on Underdog because this gives us a 2.2x. Cam Dicker and Jake Elliott. I just really like the slip. I'm not going to put any more money on these 2 players, or maybe unless I play Dicker field goals, but I did play that as well on a second slip. So just showing you that's how much I like the slip. I don't usually do that. But regardless, that's what I got for today, guys. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you guys cash every single Slippy post. If you guys want to join our Discord, links in the description. We'd love to have you guys a part of the community. I've showed you guys the proof. We've been killing it. And if you aren't in here now, then that's just up to you. But anyways, hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see y'all in the next.